And man, I'll tell you what, this is going to sound crazy. If anybody wants to think I'm nuts, I've had one call where it's kind of funny to say this, where I just went, if there's such a thing as demonic possession, this might be it. And, because you deal with unstable people all the time, but this one call I had, it was just like, you're not thinking that when you're on the call. You're not thinking, oh, that's just the devil. I've seen The Exorcist. I can just, power of Christ compels you. Let's move on.
What do you mean by call? Like,
I got called to I was working with this young officer, and we got called up to this house up here on the mountain over by, it's up here on top of High Ridge at Franklin Hills area, way up here. Beautiful, beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
And the call comes in on the computer, and it says this guy wants his wife taken to the psychiatric center. He's just the officers to give her a ride. And I was kind of like, man, that's your wife. That's your problem, man. You take her. But I felt like a dick when I got there because it was anything but. We get there, we knock on the door, and this elderly man opens, and he says, hey, my wife's been in the psych center for months. They've let her go, and she needs to go back. And I'm afraid to put hands on her because I don't want to fight her. I don't want her to fight back, and I don't want to be accused of hurting my wife. We've been through enough. I'm a jerk, man. She starts telling me a little bit about her, right? He says, well, she's upstairs. He goes, she's been out, I don't know, a few weeks, but she's not eating. She hasn't showered. She's not taking care of herself. She's not on her meds. And she's just been pacing up and down, back and forth, just pacing. And he goes, be careful where you step when you go up there because there's blood along the floor. All right, because she'd been dragging her feet and it just like gnawed her feet down. And it was causing them to bleed out.
Jesus.
Yeah. So right then, their son comes out of the kitchen or something. He's like, hey, what's up, you guys? We're like, hey, what's up, man? And I notice he has those T-shirts, those wife beaters, that's what they're called, the tank top, real tight. And I notice he has fresh ink on. He just got tatted up because he's got ointment. I just catch this, and so we're all talking. And, the dude says, well, go upstairs, just be careful. She's up there. It was kind of already eerie because he's like, be careful. All right, man.
Wait, were you by yourself?
I had an officer with me. I had a young female with me. And as we walk up the steps, beautiful home. I can't reiterate how lovely this home was. As we come up off the steps, there's these double doors. And man, it's like right out of the movies. There she is. She's straight back. And she's just kind of taking that torque stance where she just tweaked, and her hair is just stringy and matted down, just all matted out. And her skin is just pasty, and she's doing this breathing like, I'm going, fuck. I'm going, man. And she pops up, right? And she just starts walking towards us. I'm going like, oh shit. And that's like, I'm going like, what do you do? I'm like, hey, come here. Give me your hands. Let's talk this out. Like, no, that's not going to work, man. And she walks right towards me, and she beelines it right back to where she was started. And she's just going back and forth, dragging her feet. And she's like hyperventilating, and her body's jerking. I'm going like, what the fuck? No, I'm well-versed in crazy bitch because I've dated a few of them. But this was on another level, man. This was on another level. And I get the officer I'm with starts talking to her, and they're like facing each other. And this lady, she just looks at me. She just turns and looks at me, right? And she shallows her breathing, and she's looking at me, and I'm going like, what the fuck is she doing, man? I felt like red flag one, like something in her was watching me. I know that sounds nuts. That sounds like when we're looking at each other now, it's not like that. Like something was, I'm going like, this is fucking weird. So right then their son comes upstairs. And he sees I'm engaged in this. He goes, hey, man. I'm like, what's up, dude? He goes, I'm a Christian rapper. I'm going like, what? He goes, yeah, man, I drop beats for the Lord. I'm like, okay, Eminem. And I'm telling him,
house.
Yeah, I'm going, we got to get her. Let's get her out of here. And then right then, this old man comes up, and he has something in his hand. And I'll get to that in a second. He has something in his hand. And the kid does something. Red flag number 2. The kid takes a key out, and he unlocks his bedroom door. And a deadbolt. I'm going, who does that?
Right.
I mean, you don't even have keys on this, probably on your doors, to the bedrooms here.
Regular.
Who has keys?
Yeah, the little inside lock on the doorknobs.
And this is also custom where it's a deadbolt.
Oh.
Like, who does that? But I'm thinking that I'm not thinking. It's just like
Holy
things are
shit.
like, and he says, hey, check this out. And he has this little machine. It says you can drop, I'm like, oh, okay, dude. He has his Bible and he sees that I have tattoos. He goes, do you have to cover those up? I'm like, yeah, man. He goes, check this out. And he shows that tattoo now. And it's this angelic Christian, whatever this thing is, like a protector, a heavenly protector type thing, some religious thing. And he sees I'm watching this and I'm telling the officer, let's go. Let's get her going. The whole time she's engaged in me. And the kid says something, and I'll never forget this. Now, again, I say demonic or this, if it's something else, it's not like Hollywood, man. They're not crawling on the walls and heads spinning around and these voices and all that cool shit. No, this is real. And this kid says, sir, I'm like, what's up, man? He goes, this is nothing. I'm like, what do you mean this is nothing? He goes, you should hear it at night. I go, what? Because you should hear it at night. I go, this is your mother. You refer to her as it? He goes, that's not my mom, bro. He goes, I don't know what that is. He goes, and that's why I lock my door. I went, fuck this, man. So we get her, right? We're like, I tell the officer, we got to take her. Well, then the old man's standing there with that thing in his hand. You know how nowadays we have our phones and I can show you pictures or just send you pictures. Like, this is my daughter, it's my family, whatever.
Right.
Jiu-jitsu, whatever we're doing. He has a Rolodex. Like 3x5 pictures that maybe your parents had, like a little album.
Right.
And they had just moved here from maybe Idaho or Iowa. Again, lovely home. And he's flipping through it and he gets to this picture of this woman in the kitchen in that house. And that was her. And she's stunning. And I'm like, is this her? He goes, yeah. I go, what happened? He goes, we don't know. They don't know. I said, is she an addict? Is she on drugs? History of any of that?
But wait, they don't know who she is?
That's his wife. They don't know what happened to her, according to her husband.
Oh, so when the kid said that's not his mom.
Yeah. What he's saying, what he's seeing, like what she's doing
in her current state.
Yes. He goes, that's not my mom.
Okay.
That's not like what he's saying is that's not the woman I know.
Right.
Yeah. That's mom. But
so he deadbolts his door at night because of her.
Yes.
The demons come out.
Whatever it is, man.
Fuck.
Yeah. And we ended up, there's no dramatic, heroic ending. We ended up getting her to the psychiatric center. We gave her a ride. The breathing continued, her demeanor continued, and we turned her over to the psych center. Her husband was there, walked her in, and that was the end of it. Don't know whatever happened, but it makes you wonder, like what's going on. Like for her own son to go, lock it up, and he's turning it all made sense. It was like one of those Kaiser Sosa moments from The Usual Suspects, where everything comes together, man. Like it all made sense. He's just protecting himself. He's turning his life over to God. His talent for God, Bibles and tattoos of God, this. I'm just going, wow, man, this must really be affecting this guy, man. So, oh yeah. I mean, is it just some mental illness? I don't know,